What happens when a nerdy guy gets himself expelled from his old school and soon becomes a much more cooler looking dude at a new school? Easy. You got this film right here, which is really underrated in my book. Here's my review of The New Guy. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2002 teen comedy flick The New Guy, released by Columbia for Revolution Studios, directed by Ed Decker, and ran by David Kendall, starring DJ Qualls as the titular character, along with Eliza Dushku, Zooey Deschanel, Lyle, Lovett, and A. Griffin. The film was released on May 10th, 2002. The film tells the story of a high school loser who gets himself expelled so that he can move schools and reinvent himself. And while learning how to be cool from a prison inmate, he gets a new name and is quick to make new friends and soon gains respect from a lot of them and begins dating a popular girl and unites a once divided school, also greatly improving its football team. But he has to face demons from his old school, though. Well, despite this film got dissed and what have you, it was a modest box office success. Prison inmate Luther speaks directly to the camera at the beginning in the opening, telling the story of Dizzy Gillespie Harrison, an 18-year-old nerdy high school senior in Austin, Texas. Dizzy is friends with Nora, Kirk, and Glenn, who together start a funk rock band called Suburban Funk and are addicted to video games. After the school librarian accidentally gives him a penile fracture, Dizzy becomes despondent. He acts recklessly and is temporarily sent to prison where he meets Luther. He then resolves to get himself expelled from his high school so that he can attend a new one and attain a better social status there. After numerous attempts, he is successfully expelled from his high school, Rocky Creek. He enrolls at East Highland High, and head cheerleader Danielle welcomes the newcomer to school. Her friend Courtney invites Dizzy to a party, and through a mishap, he gives her the impression that he has blown her off. Using a photo given to him by the prison inmate to help, well, and help from his old friends, Dizzy manages to escape the party with his reputation intact. Upon returning home, however, he finds his father has sold their house and quit work to supervise him, which results in them living in a trailer. Daniel asks Dizzy to encourage the school to go to see the football team play. He, referencing General Patton and Braveheart, gives an impassioned speech to the downtrodden team, inspiring them to win their first game in years. He is soon enlisted by the coach and principal to plan the school's homecoming dance and becomes imbued with school spirit, shedding his bad boy image. Danielle breaks up with Connor and starts a relationship with Dizzy. However, Dizzy and Gil are fast becoming too big for one body. When Nora berates Dizzy for becoming the same person he once hated, he uses his newfound popularity to confront Connor. Dizzy and Danielle spur the students to reunite, and the lines dividing the different cliques are broken. With a new philosophy, the high school, the school football team wins more games, and bullying becomes a thing of the past. Reaching the state championship, where they play Rocky Creek, Dizzy's antics on the sideline cost Rocky Creek the game. After Rocky Creek's loss to East Highland, Barkley, Rocky Creek's running back and one of Dizzy's former tormentors, slowly starts realizing who Gil is, as East Highland High celebrates their victory. At school the next day, while East Highland still celebrates, Barkley confronts and attempts to fight Dizzy, but before he can do anything, he is attacked by the entire student body. After the attack, Connor helps Barkley up from the ground, telling him he wants to know what he knows about Dizzy. Now I'm going to go to the ending. You know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video at once. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below as I count down. Now, if you've seen this movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. The homecoming dance, which Dizzy's funk band is supposed to play, is crashed by the students of Rocky Creek. Barkley and Connor, who have joined forces to set a trap for Dizzy, playing an embarrassing video of the librarian incident. However, Luther and the other inmates arrive to save Dizzy, tying up the two bullies. Nora admits long-standing feelings for Glenn, and Danielle reveals to Dizzy that she was also not popular while growing up and ditched her old friends once she gained popularity later on due to desperately wanting to fit in. She forgives him for hiding who he was, and they kiss. Well, Luther ends the film, and the man he is talking to is revealed to be David Hasselhoff. Yes, and that was the end of the film. But in the mid-credit scene, Dizzy and Danielle mount a horse and ride off into the sunset together. However, Danielle falls off the horse and Dizzy rides away. End of story for realsies. So what did I think of the new guy? Well, this film is a guilty pleasure of mine. I have seen this several times, and I feel like this is easily an underrated teen film. While sure, it does have the same feel to like what other films came out before this, like She's All That. But however, except it involves a guy, and this was long before that little spin-off to that film came out. He's All That. Anyway, I still feel like this film was just absolutely crazy and zany and what have you in some parts. I mean, I do like this film for obvious reasons because it was just so funny. But its reviews, I'd say, is it really that bad? Well, yes and no. At Rotten Tomatoes, this sits at a mere 7%, saying it's incoherent, silly, and unoriginal. The film offers up the same old teen gross-out comedy cliches. Well, that may be, but I still appreciate for what it had to offer. Metacritic has a score 24. While despite getting this, the film was a modest box office success, going on to make $31 million worldwide on its $31 million budget. Now, after this, I will say that this had a pretty good soundtrack, though. Its score was done by Ralph Saul, and that was fine. But its soundtrack, I think, was really good. It included Simple Plan's tune, I'm Just a Kid, as well as various cover songs, including Eve 6's cover of The Kinks' You Really Got Me, as well as, let's see, SR-71's cover of the Daz Band's Let It Whip. And there's lots of other songs you'll hear, which of course include let's see, oh yeah, including James Brown's Superbad, which actually would be sampled in the theme song to this, The New Guy, performed by the rapper Mystical. Anyway, now, after its release, there was an unrated cut, which is actually 4 minutes longer than this one, as it was PG-13 rated, but I've never seen the unrated version, though. Anyway, Dizzy appears in this version to be a child of divorce. He once had a mother named Beth Ann, but she left the family while Dizzy was doing his Godfather of Soul routine. But anyway, I won't get into too much more of that. According to the storyline in the uncensored and unrated version, Gil had apparently murdered a guy in Rhode Island before being sent off to prison, while no backstory was made for the name in the theatrical version. But still, I appreciate it for some of the funny laughs and what have you. Now, for our cast, we have DJ Qualls, after he had done Road Trip 2 years prior, playing Dizzy and Gil. I will say he's pretty good and what have you. Playing Danielle is Eliza Dushku, who recently did Bring It On, and also played fate on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And of course, after this, she also appeared on two other short-lived shows, which were True Calling and let's see, Dollhouse. I think, yeah, that's what it was. Oh yeah, she also appeared in Angel as well. Yeah, she was pretty good. A. Griffin plays Luther. I'll give him props. He was pretty funny and what have you. I liked it when Dizzy gets to be with him in the prison. I mean, when they get together, it's crazy for what he does, especially when he tries to do the special look. And once he gets yeah, boy, it really gives it to him. And they play like the theme song to The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Zooey Deschanel played Nora. Of course, this was after she did a film that same year called A Good Girl, and she later went on to do Elf the following year. She also recently did have a supporting role in Almost Famous. But anyway, she went on to do numerous films and also play Jess on New Girl. Playing Bear Harrison is Lyle Lovett. I think you know that is a singer. I gotta say, he's cussed. I don't know, but anyway, next up, playing Dizzy's other bandmate friends, Kirk is played by Jared Mixon, who of course is the brother to Jamal Mixon. After this, he would appear in Old School, and he had recently played Shantae Jr. in Me, Myself, and Irene. He later went on to voice Theo on the PBS Kids animated series Maya and Miguel. And Perry Shin played Glenn. Well, not too bad. But anyway, there's lots of others and what have you. Let's see, and like Kurt Fuller, who appeared in Scary Movie and lots of other films. He played the character Mr. Undane. I hope I pronounced that right, but I could be wrong though. There's a ton of cameo appearances in the film too, including the brothers of the O'Connell brothers, Jerry and Charlie, Vanilla Ice, Tony Hawk, David Hasselhoff, of course. Oh, the list goes on this and what have you. So the new guy, well, it's not really the best teen comedy though, but I still give it props for what it had to offer. I mean, I like the cast though, and their performances weren't too bad. I mean, yeah, the story and what have you could have used a little spin and polish, but nevertheless, I still liked it for what it had to offer, and it's a guilty pleasure, and it's a great soundtrack as well. So, would I recommend the new guy? Well, I'll kind of play it safe and give it a draw between give this a one-time watch, or if you aren't really impressed with what I've talked about this, then avoid it. So I'm giving it a draw. So, what did you think of the new guy? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. Join me next time when I review the film Four Brothers. If you like this, check out my reviews for these other films featuring some of the stars from this film I just reviewed. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Road Trip. The upper right-hand corner is my review of Bring It On. Or if you'd like, check out my recent review for another teen film. Well, but it's a rom-com, National Lampoon's Van Wilder. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc. Then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya.